Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil Zero. And in the previous episode, we took care of one of this game's most tedious aspects, and that's moving all of the items from the training facility to here. And now that we have finished moving all our items, we can go ahead and take on the laboratory. So the first thing we want to do, of course, is to make sure that Billy has the hookshot and not Rebecca, because, well, in the previous episode, I did show off the fact that if you make sure that Rebecca does have the green chemical in her inventory, you won't have to go back to the training facility, of course, which is a pretty big reason why most people take Rebecca up instead. But you want to have Billy go up, because a lot of the enemies that are on the second floor are pretty tough, and so we're going to want to have Billy's special and more just the fact that, Billy has more HP than Rebecca, so we definitely want to make sure that he goes up and not her. But now that we are up here, we can go ahead and start exploring. Now, the first thing I want to do, I think, is actually take care of this enemy right here, but just realizing now that I didn't give Billy any Molotovs, so this isn't gonna be easy, so I guess I may as well just start blasting off shotgun rounds, but those aren't too effective against these guys, obviously, so, oh my gosh, I'm already taking tons of damage. This is a pretty big reason why you wanted to take Billy up instead, because there's tons of enemies like this that are just gonna drain your health, so you want to make sure you have Billy, who has a lot more HP than Rebecca, go up instead. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely danger. Already struggling on the first enemy before this episode even begins. Not really ideal, but we should be able to get him if I just heal up and dodge. I've literally used so much shotgun ammo just on this one enemy. This is horrible, but oh my gosh, we're actually able to dodge his explosion there. Not gonna lie, I didn't think we would be able to, but we did. So here is the leech sample. Just press the button and we can obtain the leech capsule here. But yeah, I have had to re-record this intro so many times. I feel like that's like the worst part of recording an actual video, is the intro. I feel like I always mess it up because I'm never sure what to say. I try to keep the intro mostly the same throughout all my videos, but sometimes I kind of like to change it up, so I try, but honestly I usually just end up sticking to the same thing. But I always feel like so cringe when I like start up like the intro though. Like I'll be like, hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil Zero, and I don't know, I just feel like, because I kind of have like these like anxiety attacks almost when I do like my intros. Like I feel like someone's actually like listening in on my commentary, and I feel like so like self-conscious, so I try to do it like as, not cringe, I want to say, as possible, but I almost feel like you kind of like need the cringe, because you want to have like an excitement. You don't just want to be like, start and be like, hey guys and welcome. Like you actually want to have like some excitement in your voice, but I also feel like I kind of struggle to show excitement in my voice, so that's kind of why I say it's like cringe, because I kind of like feel like I come off as like I don't know, I feel like I struggle on my intros so bad, so I usually end up recording my intro to like, I want to say like 10 to 15 times, and that's not even an exaggeration. Like it's bad because I just keep continually messing up because I like slur my words. I feel like I like slur my words plenty like throughout my video as well, like, but I mean obviously I'm not gonna like restart and re-record my video if I like slur my words like 15 minutes into it, but because then, I mean, let's face it, I'd never actually be able to finish a video if I just kept constantly re-recording anytime I stutter. But obviously when I like stutter in the intro, I'm just gonna re-record, because like I don't want to just put out a video to where the first thing the viewer sees is just stuttered words like immediately off the bat before the video even begins. Doesn't really give, I feel like, your channel a good reputation. But Laboratory Manager's Diary. Today, under Dr. Marcus's orders, I changed the platform entry code. Later, I asked him what the source of the entry code was. He told me it was based on something significant in his child's growth. But the doctor is a loner. He isn't married, and he sure doesn't have any children. What did he mean? Well, I guess we'll figure out soon enough, though. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. He's obviously referring to his children, which is, his creations, which is, of course, the leeches, the many leeches that we're seeing throughout the game. At least I think so, right? I mean, I don't think he would really consider zombies to be his children. I think he's referring to, of course, the leeches. But yeah, the music always gets super intense around there, which I always freak out. I remember like the first time I actually like heard that theme, I like actually like had like a huge panic attack. It's actually so scary. Here we have a herb. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna leave this herb here. I don't think we need it. Or yes, we definitely do. Actually, I realized because I kind of forgot for a second that we actually took that first aid spray in that Legion counter, but now that I think about it, there's actually a first aid spray coming up, so I don't think we need it. So I guess I'll just leave it. Kind of messing this up pretty badly, but it just gets like with, you know, with only 6 inventory slots, like I never really know what to take or what not to take. It's like that's kind of why I always would go with jail when I play like the original Resident Evil, because I feel like 6 is like it's barely any slots to actually manage your inventory, so I never know what's good to take and what's not. Like, I never know if I should stock up more on health or on ammo or guns or whatnot, so I usually kind of struggle. So that's why I like constantly struggling to make decisions throughout the episodes. I'm sure you'll notice I'm like constantly picking up and dropping things, not really sure what's best. But here we have these 2 zombies. Didn't really expect him to bite me there, but he did. And here we have luckily found some shotgun ammo, which I'm pretty hyped about because we were running low, as that one leechman took us like, I want to say like a mag and a half just to take him out. Just on one zombie is not exactly ideal, but another file which I guess kind of delves further into the whole his child, as he talks about the leech growth records. Couldn't even read there, but this file here kind of explains basically the code to the lock, which was we were talking about in the other file. So February 3rd, 1978, administered T into 4 leeches. So I like how they like bold in the number here, that, you know, the key letters in the or key numbers into the file, so you know exactly what numbers are important and which aren't. But 4 leeches, their will to survive leads them first to parasitism. I don't even know how to read that. I feel like stupid, and predation. Then they breed and multiply. Such a single-minded biology makes them attractive candidates for bioweapons research. Afterwards, no major changes observed. February 10th, 1978. 7 days since administration of T. Rapid growth to double former size. Signs of transition emerging. Spawning successful. They doubled their numbers in 1 hour, but their ravenous appetites led them to cannibalism. Hastened to increase food supply, but lost 2. March 7th, 1978. Provided them with live feed, but lost half when the live food fought back. However, the leeches are learning from experience and are beginning to exhibit group attack behavior. They're also ceasing cannibalism. The evolution is exceeding expectations. April 22nd, 1978. The leeches no longer exhibit individual behavior when not feeding. They move as a collective. They consume everything I offer with remarkable efficiency. April 30th, or 3rd and 78. I think that's a bit of a typo there. An employee has stumbled onto my experiments. Can a human be a food source? How will the leeches respond? June 3rd, 1978. A day worthy of commemoration. Today they began to mimic me. Surely they recognize their father. Wonderful children. No one will take you away. Right. You know, I'm still kind of just wondering about that little... I think I'm kind of focusing way too much on that typo, but... Yeah, so basically, the file gives us the code, which I believe it started off as 4, doubled to 8, lost 2, which would mean 6, and then halved, so that would be 3. But here we're already getting attacked by zombies immediately, and luckily I was able to get... Hopefully we can go both headshots here. Nice, but... Yeah, so basically his children, of course, and somebody was able to discover his research and actually... Then I guess had no choice but to be killed off, because you would obviously start telling others of such, so they had no choice but to get rid of him. But yeah, I got bit by a zombie, but I'm actually going to wait for him to get up, obviously, so I can make sure to get the last headshot in. Oh my gosh, he's like moving on me. He's like circling around me, so it's actually hard to get this headshot in. Nice, we did it. Not too surprised. I mean, I feel like it's not too hard to land headshots in this game. I feel like it's actually easier than others. I don't know, like the spread on the shotgun in this game is actually pretty nice. But investigators report Dr. Marcus, co-founder with President Spencer of the Umbrella Corporation, disappeared 20 years ago. The results of his research have been kept under wraps the entire time. The reason became clear here at the training facility run by Dr. Marcus. Well, not here exactly, but underground. When we ventured below, we understood. There we found the evidence of Dr. Marcus' research into the T virus prototype called Progenitor, the evidence of years of hideous experimentation that used company employees as guinea pigs. We cannot know how many were forced to become subjects, but based on the evidence, no less than 20 individuals were involved. Some of them were taken deliberately to keep the corporation's secret safe. Where the doctor is now, I don't know, but considering the recent rapid growth of Umbrella Corporation, I can't help but think that the research is continuing. Yes, his experiment lives and continues to grow in the dark, but those things, the fruit of his research, they fill this facility. The rest of the notebook pages are missing, so it seems like Spencer was developing some sort of virus known as the Progenitor virus. But oh, Rebecca actually took care of that zombie already, so I don't have to worry about it. Although this isn't good at the same time, just because now we're kind of left defenseless, right? We don't really have anything to use against the leech man outside, or so I thought, because we do actually have quite a few weapons here, so this shouldn't go too badly. But I was kind of saving those Molotov cocktails for this leechman here, but I mean, I'd rather Rebecca actually take care of that guy than die. I'm just gonna wait for this guy to come around the corner, make sure I don't die here. Oh my gosh, Rebecca. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die here. This is gonna be so horrible if I do. Nice, we're actually fine. Oh my, oh god. I'm actually like freaking out, I'm not gonna lie. Just dodge that. Okay, good. First aid spray here. We should actually be able to do this then. Hopefully, at least. The music is not helping me here. I'm like so frightened right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind of just waiting for Rebecca to auto-target, but you know what? I'm actually just gonna aim because I don't want to risk getting hit. Okay, we did it. Just wait for it to actually, you know, I don't want it to explode on me. Let's get out of here quick. Oh god, we did it. You can now use this first aid spray. We made it. I was kind of expecting to actually die there, but no, we persevered and actually clutched. Add to the chemical, yeah. Now that we have the stripping agent, we can combine that with the leech capsule, I think, right? Right. Now, it's just been a while since I played through this game, so I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying my best to remember everything here. But I think that is what we want to do. Super excited to be playing more of this game, though. I'm definitely, you know, happy to get my YouTube upload schedule relatively back on track, because for a while there I was taking like multiple you know, multiple months off. Like I'd upload like maybe like 2 videos and then be gone for like weeks and weeks and weeks. I think I took like a 3-month break at one time, which is just awful. I mean, I'm super sorry about that for those who are following along with the series. I feel super guilty about that break, but I mean, I wouldn't really want to go too much into it, but I guess we'll just call it a mental health break, in the sense that, yeah, I wasn't really feeling the best, so I kind of, you know, took the time to feel better, we'll just say, and I definitely am now, so I'm super excited, again, as mentioned, to be just playing this game again. I mean, my goal with this, you know, this series, of course, is, I mean, this is my first Let's Play series, so I'm super hyped to be doing it. But I guess basically what I'm trying to say here is that my goal obviously is to play through every mainline Resident Evil game. So seeing as we're only on the first game here and it's taken us a couple of months, things weren't looking so great. So I definitely am super excited to be uploading so that I can actually get this series back on track and we can, you know, move on to some later games because, well, I see, the problem for me is, I mean, obviously this is my first Let's Play, so regardless of the game that I'm going to be playing, it's going to be rough because it is my first Let's Play series, so it will be it's obviously going to be a difficult... Oh my gosh, I set this up for no reason, didn't I? I did too. You see, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm such a novice, but... I mean, like I was saying before I kind of got distracted there, it's my first Let's Play series, so regardless of the game that I'd be playing, it would be like a novice commentary in the sense that, like, it wouldn't be like a professional commentator. I wouldn't be a professional commentator no matter what I was playing, but I do feel like for a fixed camera angle survival horror game is kind of a hard game to commentate as your first Let's Play. I mean, Resident Evil is one of my favorite video game franchises, and I kind of want to play through these games all chronologically, but I think maybe I should have started with, like, I don't know, maybe like Resident Evil 4 or something like that, or like Resident Evil 7, or just something a lot easier to commentate, although I probably wouldn't have gone with 7 because I was playing through Resident Evil 7 with a good friend of mine as a Let's Race series on the channel, which I haven't uploaded in a long while either. Those videos are all finished, but it's just, like, they're finished recorded and that, and I do have them mostly edited, I want to say. I just haven't finished uploading them yet because I'm not sure. The reason I didn't at the time was because I was, you know, taking a big break from YouTube, but I'm not sure if I would want to upload them now just because they're months and months old, and I feel like my commentary, well, I mean, it's not like drastically improved, it has kind of improved since then, and I'm not sure if I'd want to upload a video where I didn't even really know what I was doing almost. I don't know, I just feel like it wouldn't really match with the current quality of content I have now, just in the sense that, like, I've improved so much since then, and I'm not sure how good those videos actually are. It's been a while since I watched those, but I want to say that my commentary was pretty poor in those videos.
That guy must be Marcus's son or grandson.
But I mean, like, it's a good thing though, right? Like, that I have, I mean, it improved since then. I feel like it might kind of be a bad thing because we're missing out on finishing a series, but I feel like it kind of is a good thing to think that my commentary has improved quite a bit in a short time. But I mean, no, it definitely has. I can, you know, when rewatching older videos from months ago, I can see the improvements from now until then are pretty major. Like, my content is just, you know, constantly improving, with the sense that I mean, the last mic I tried out, because this is a third new mic. Yes, I'm trying out an even better one, which I think this time should be good. I think I finally found the mic that I want to use for the rest of this series until I get, you know, an even better one. I just want to keep the content constantly improving, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that last mic I used kind of messed things up, in the sense that mic, I believe it actually, if I can remember correctly, I think it actually picked up my dog's barking, which was really infuriating, because, see, if it would have picked it up for, like, just a little bit, right, like, okay, yeah, like, it wouldn't have been that big of a problem if it only had them barking for, like, a couple seconds, but I believe it went on for, like, 2 minutes straight. Like, it was bad. But luckily, in my house, I'm recording this at 11 p.m., so midnight, and I think, you know, everything should be silent. There shouldn't be any background noise, and the only kind of background noise I would have in my other videos would be, like, my PS4, actually, because this is what I'm recording this off of, right? A PS4, obviously, because that's the copy I own of this game, is the PS4 edition, but it would pick up the sounds of, like, my PS4, like, the fans going off, and it would be super annoying because I just like during cutscenes when, you know, I try to be quiet, right? Because I don't want to just talk over cutscenes, because I kind of like to show off all the details and just see. I don't really know how to say it, like, per se. I kind of just like to have the cutscenes, you know, me not talk over them and just have you hear the audio of the cutscene, right? You know, like kind of like a blind experience. Like, I'm kind of like struggling with my words here. Basically, I just want you guys to be able to hear the cutscene and not my voice, and actually enjoy the game for what it is. But it wouldn't really feel like I'm not talking, because while you're, you know, listening, trying to watch the cutscene, all you would hear would just be like bzzz in the background, and just hear my PS4 fans constantly going off, which was super distracting to the actual cutscene, because it was like bad. Like the fans would almost be like actually louder than the cutscene itself. Like the characters would be like communicating in the cutscene, and like the fans would literally like be actually louder than even that. So it's like, jeez. But yeah, I think I do have the problem resolved. I think I finally got a decent mic so that you won't hear any background noise, and you won't obviously hear my PS4 fans. And also, I do kind of realize though, I also did have the microphone volume way too loud for my old mics. The problem is, I do live with other people, right? And when I have other people, you know, in the house with me, I kind of get like self-conscious. Like, it's the intro thing, and I don't like when people hear me. And even now, as I'm speaking, there might be people listening, and I don't know. So I kind of like, I don't really like just to record when there's others around. So I kind of like get like self-conscious, and I like start to like put my voice really low. And basically what happens when I put my voice really low is that you know, you can barely hear me. So that's why I had the mic super up, and just in case I had one of those like low volume moments where I don't really want to talk super loud, I would have the mic, like the mic super high, so that even when I do speak low and get like all self-conscious, like you would like have like anxiety attacks, like you would still hear me. But the problem with that, oh god, but okay, let me actually just take out my shotgun and deal with these guys before I continue on. I think Billy, I don't think we're gonna get killed here. I think Billy's just gonna kick him, right? Yeah, okay, good. And I think this guy's gonna try to slice me, which I'm not looking forward to, but no, he didn't. We got lucky, and I think that guy might be dead as well. I think, yep, we did it with the perfectly, with 0 bullets left, 0 shells left, rather, in the chamber, so we did that perfect. But I mean, yeah, basically, as I was saying, what would happen is that I would have my mic super up in case I have like a low volume moment, but it would pick up the background noise, and it would pick up my PS4 fans. It would just be super distracting. But I think now that I finally can just like, I'm just like, even if there are people listening in, I'm just gonna talk really loud and a normal volume, and if people are listening in, then I guess so what, I guess, right? And I mean, I have my mic low now so that it can hear my voice clearly, but you don't have to deal with any unnecessary background noise like the PS4 fan, which was a huge and annoying issue. But BOW report. Research to date has shown that the progenitor virus is administered to living organisms. Violent cellular changes cause a breakdown in the system. Furthermore, no satisfactory method has been found to control organisms for use as weapons. Clearly, greater coordination as the cellular level is essential to enable further growth. I conducted a number of experiments in an effort to find a breakthrough. This is my report. Insecta. Perhaps because these ancient animals have been genetically stable for millennia, when administered with the progenitor virus, they exhibited only explosive high-energy growth and increased aggressiveness. It is extremely difficult to envision using them as a BOW. Amphibia. Injecting a frog with the virus resulted in an increase in leaping power and abnormal tongue growth. However, no change in mental ability was observed. Furthermore, an abnormal appetite resulted in the test subject randomly attacking all moving objects. Usefulness for BOW is limited. Mammalia. The progenitor virus was merged with monkey cellular DNA, resulting in increased fertility. The resulting young exhibited improved aggressiveness and some increased mental capacity. As a side effect, visual power was lost, but this was offset by an improvement in hearing ability. However, there were unsatisfactory as weapons. It does seem that no progress can be made without making humans as the base organisms, which I guess is why the zombies are the most common enemy, right? It's I guess because using humans are the most stable and I guess are the most controllable, as you know, they did kind of mention that certain POWs were just attacking anything in sight. But now that we have the dial, I guess we can go ahead and send that down to Rebecca, who will put it in the door. I believe you have seen it already, the door that does have the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of indentation for the, where the, it's pretty obvious that the, dial can go. And yeah, we can just go ahead and send it down to the library here using this elevator. Rebecca can pick it up and put it in, and because, you know, we did decide to take a look at the file and solve, you know, the little puzzle. I mean, I say that it's a puzzle, but let's face it, it's not a puzzle. You really just have to read the file and just keep it all memorized, and that's really all there is to it. But yeah, we know that the code, I believe, is 4863, if I do have it still memorized, which I'm pretty confident in the fact that I do. I mean, I didn't really forget in that small of a time period, but yeah. I mean, I do feel like, though, that, I mean, even if the base organism using it as a human is the most stable, like, zombies are, like, so ineffective in the sense that they do move slow and are just, like, super, like, they have, like, one of the weakest health bars. But, I mean, I guess, I mean, as you'll see, there is another enemy later in the game that uses human as the base organism, I think, and it's super, super tough. But here I'm struggling to put in the code, which I don't know why I was, because I was putting it in correctly, right? I just thought I messed it up for some reason, even though I didn't. You know, I don't know what that was, because I did it perfectly, yet for some reason I thought I messed it up when I completely didn't. You know, I did it perfectly, but
Now this is more like it. Billy, I found an aerial cable car. We can get out of this place.
Wait there, I'm coming.
Roger. The sooner we get out of here, the better. Out.
I never understand that. Why does Billy, like, seem so surprised by the fact that there's a tram in here when he's literally we've only been on the second floor, so he's already seen it. I guess we'll never know. But I mean, I feel like the characters are, like, so limited in these older Resident Evil games. Like they don't even seem to have, like, minds of their own, in the sense of, like, they don't even really, like, I'm trying to think of another example here, but I can't think of one. But I know there are, where just, like, you, like, see something from afar, but unless you're, like, right next to it, the character literally won't realize that it's there. Because, like, we've been from this room, we've seen it from above, but Billy just does not at all seem to understand that. I guess he just didn't recognize it was a tram from above. But, I mean, it so obviously is, so I don't know. So confused, to be honest. But I think we did manage to pick up... Okay, so we have the input and the output, so now basically all that's left is to just put them in the spots where they need to go, but I don't know where I left the hook shot, because I know for a fact I wasn't carrying it around with Billy the entire time. Really hoping I didn't leave it into that first room, because that would be really inconvenient, but who knows, maybe it is in Billy's inventory. No, it's not, of course. Oh my gosh, I did leave it in that first room. Whatever. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, but I will have Rebecca come with me just so she can tag us along on our adventure. And also I do need to at least get rid of one item here, so I guess I'll just transfer over all the handgun ammo to Rebecca, as she is the one who has the handgun. And it makes sense that she has the handgun, as I don't want to get into it, but something will be happening to Billy soon that will cause the characters not to be together, let's just say. But I don't want to get too much into that now until the cutscene itself actually does play. But yeah, so let's just switch over to Billy and exchange out all the handgun ammo and give it all to Rebecca. Now let's regroup the characters, make your way to here, grab the hook shot. And I think, you know, you guys probably did see it, that the hole in the roof on the basement floor there, we are actually able to send somebody up, and I guess we'll have Billy go up. Actually, but he's not even the character who has all this stuff here, I just realized. Oh my gosh, we're actually gonna have to do some inventory management. Have Rebecca leave both these things. Now exchange that out. Have Rebecca take the shotgun, as like I mentioned, something will be happening to her, or sorry, to Billy rather, very soon. So we want to make sure that Rebecca has everything in her inventory. See, the reason why I like to mention this stuff isn't because I want to spoil it, because I'm someone who really doesn't like to spoil things for people, because, I mean, I'm not really someone who minds spoilers. In fact, I've really understood the huge, like, upset with them. I mean, I guess it just kind of, like, ruins it for you, I guess. I guess that from you know, talking to people who really do dislike spoilers, that's kind of what I make out of it. It's just they'd rather see it for themselves and get to experience it first time. And, you know, see everything, you know, for the first time with their own eyes and not have it just be ruined by somebody telling it to them. But I've never really been someone who really gets upset with that. Like, it's like, I feel like I almost like to know what's coming just so I can prepare for it. I mean, with horror movies, because I'm a wuss, I don't really like to be jump scared, but I mean, just also like adventure movies as well, or just any kind of movie, I kind of like to know what's coming, I guess. Just, I don't know. I've just never really been one to really like surprises, and I guess spoilers and knowing what's coming next in a movie kind of goes back to that whole dislike of surprises. I guess I kind of like to know what's coming. That's why I'll always be one to like quickly like read over the plot of a movie on Wikipedia or something like that before actually watching it for myself. I kind of like to know what it's about and what's going to happen through the story and that. But, yeah, I mean, back to what I was saying, the reason why I mention this all isn't to spoil it for anybody, but it's just so that if somebody is theoretically playing this for the first time, they do know to give all the good stuff to Rebecca and not to Billy, because, I mean, if you had given all the guns to Billy and he got separated and you couldn't play as him and now Rebecca had nothing, you would probably be upset, so I'm not... So, that's kind of why I mention it, because I know for a fact that if I made that mistake, and I had to deal with that, and I was all like, okay, you know, since Billy's a stronger character, let's give him all the weapons, right? Before we take on this new area, and give Rebecca all, like, the heals. I know for a fact that I would be really upset, to be sure, because I would not want to have to deal with that, but... The grenade launcher I actually might give to Billy. All I really want is the shotgun and the handgun, since they're the two guns that have, like, the most like easily collectible resources. And what I mean by that is, let's be honest here, you're not going to find grenade shells too often, but shotgun ammo and oh my gosh, why can't I exchange this? Okay, there, I was messing that up so badly, but I just mean, like, yeah, shotgun ammo and handgun ammo are a lot more common occurrence, and since we're all gonna have one character, I'd rather them only have a couple guns instead of literally everything, because if we have every single gun, we're not really gonna have enough room for heals and all that good stuff, which we of course do want to actually have room for. But let's go ahead and have the characters come together here. So let's do that. And now we're gonna ascend and act like we're making our way out of this area, but of course we all know that we're oh my gosh, Rebecca, she's like messing this up so badly. But of course we're not gonna be able to enter the tram, so I mean, we won't really have to worry about going to the next area with all these items still left around here. But yeah, since we are heading to a new area, we will have to move everything from the lab to the tram, which I'm not really looking forward to, but it does need to be done. Oh my gosh, this stinking leechman is already hitting me before I even have the chance to, like, start speaking here, but oh. We actually only needed 2 Molotovs to take him out there? That's pretty sweet, but... yeah, power has gone out to the tram, which means that somebody obviously messed with the input and output wait, what are they... regulators. I don't know. I'm like messing. I can't even think of it. But yeah, as we saw, Billy was attacked by one of the most annoying enemies out there, the Eliminators. You know, still being annoying even in cutscenes too. You know, they're not just annoying in the game. They're screwing us over even in cutscenes. That just proves just how annoying and irritating they are. But yeah, so we did fall off. So that's obviously the reason why we wanted to make sure Rebecca had everything, because now we are separated. But yeah, I mean, I also just thought I should point out the fact that I do have music playing in my headphones, so if you can hear that. Actually, though, I don't even know how I do. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I'm like, there's so much I want to talk about here, but yeah, so the hookshot is now useless. We're finally done with it. We don't have to bring it along, so keep it in here. Don't bring it along with you. It's useless. There'll be no point. You're just gonna waste time at going back and forth for trips that you don't need to do. So yes, don't bring that along with you. It's useless. Our time with that thing is done. We're finally past the part of needing to use that. We're complete. But yeah, I mean, the music, I don't think it is necessary to even mention, because let's face it, if you guys can actually hear the music, which I'll be able to tell because I'm going to be editing, yeah, I'm not going to be putting this video out. So if I am talking about this in this video does go out, you probably can't hear it, because I'm not going to be putting out a video that has music in the background the entire time. But I mean, I just listen to music because it's like, with how, like, as I mentioned earlier, I do have like panic attacks where I like start to like put my voice really quiet and not actually speak like normal volume, and I don't really like that, so I kind of have music playing to make so loud enough so where I can talk loud enough to hear myself. So I want to be able to actually, yeah, just hear everything that I'm saying, so I know that I am speaking at a decent volume and I don't have to worry about me like going louder, because if I'm constantly, you know, trying to speak louder than the music, then I know for a fact that I am speaking loud enough and that I won't be mumbling or very quiet within the video. So yeah, I mean, that was a tip actually given to me by a friend who gave me that idea, who I think that's pretty ingenious and clever idea to make sure that you do speak at the right volume, because I definitely do kind of like cringe a little when I look back at my older videos and I see myself like mumbling. It's like, it's just really irritating actually, because it's like, I don't even know why I have it, because like I'm like someone who's like super like, I mean, I guess I would be considered like the shy kid in school. I'm not really the outgoing guy that's always yelling in class, but like when I have conversations with people in public, like I'm not constantly, well, actually that's not true. In fact, that's not true at all. I actually caught myself in a loop. For people I don't know, I actually completely mumble, and I'll be like, people try to like talk to me and I'll be like, yeah, okay. Like I'll just like, won't really respond properly, but people I am comfortable with, I'll be like yelling, and like I feel like I'm actually a pretty annoying person to get along with once I actually am comfortable. But yeah, for people I don't know, I feel like I'm actually the opposite, in the sense that I'm actually just super quiet and annoying for an entirely different reason. You know, once I am comfortable with someone, I'm annoying because I never shush and I'm constantly yelling, I guess. But for people who don't know me, I'm annoying because I just give like the most basic responses. Like, I don't know, like if someone will like ask me like a question, like if I ask someone a question and they'll like give me like a you know, a whole bunch of sentences back, and I'll just give like a one-word answer, and I feel like bad, but it's like, I don't know, I do feel like kind of like sad about, because when I like talk to people that I don't know, I almost feel like, I mean, I think people I don't know very well in my class generally know me from talking to other people enough, from like overhearing conversation I have with my friends, that I don't mean it to be rude, but I feel like people that I've never met, like complete and total strangers, when I like give like these like really like one-word answers, I feel like they're probably taking offense, and I feel bad because I don't mean to be rude, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's like, I don't want to say it's like social anxiety, maybe, I don't know, I feel like I've gotten so much better with it though. I mean, I definitely still struggle. The moment where I struggle the most is over the phone. I feel like it's like over the phone communicating is just like, I don't know, because I can't see the person. I don't really know what the, like, I kind of use like facial expressions like as a way of figuring out what the person wants to say or like what their mood is. And whenever like I'm talking to someone and I can't see their facial expressions, I just like freak out. I'm like, what are they thinking? Like, how do I do this? Like, I don't know. I also kind of use like my hand gestures a lot in conversations. Like I find like super animated with my hands, like using constant hand gestures to like kind of like convey my messages as well. So when I can't do that, I feel like they don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know. I find like over the phone communication it should just be a real struggle. Like I definitely rather talk to somebody in person than actually over the phone. But yeah, those Inker bins in the lab, screw it. I'm gonna leave them there. I don't need them. There's so many increments we're gonna get from just doing this, and that I'd rather do. But I just realized we've actually been recording for a decent amount of time, so I think I'm actually gonna end it off here. So, yeah, I mean, we did a lot. We basically got through one of the major sections within the game in just one episode because of just how much fun I was having. But I mean, I did kind of think that I did kind of plan to get through this in one episode, but maybe not this far. I might have actually gone over it. I was kind of planning on ending it off right after that cutscene with Billy and Rebecca, but then I realized, like, when I was recording this, I realized that's not really like a good spot to stop. I don't really like to stop, like, right after cutscenes. I kind of like to, like, actually make my way to the typewriter and then finally end it off there, but, like, as I'm doing right now. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Resident Evil 0, and in the next episode, we're gonna, I'm like messing up my outro here. Yikes. Okay, oh my god. Okay, now that we finally moved all of our items to the tram, in the next episode, we're gonna be taking on the area that the tram leads us to. So, hope to see you all then. Bye. And I just noticed I don't have a gun out because I usually point at the screen. Okay, let me redo this. Bye.